away, days burn, disintegrate, years roll along and fade. Don't let them slip away. Right here, right now, today. These are the good old days. Right here, right now, today. Hey, these are the good old days.
In 1986, Mattel released the Marshall Bravestarr action figure line, hoping to mirror the success they had had with the Masters of the Universe line in the years previous. Bravestarr was a combination sci-fi and western toy line. There was cowboys in space. The figures stood roughly 8 inches tall and were really well sculpted and really well articulated, especially for the time. Each figure came with a number of accessories and weapons and carium nuggets. You see, carium was the substance that the bad guys wanted and the good guys needed to power the planet of New Texas. Got it? On top of the basic figures, you could upgrade to the deluxe figures, which came with an electronic backpack, the ultimate electronic backpack, that would fire infrared beams at other electronic backpacks and play sets and interact with them that way. The figures were beautiful, they were durable, and they were a lot of fun. But, in hopes the figures would sell themselves and to be out in time for Christmas, Mattel released the figures in December of 1986, months before the show premiered in September of the following year. So by the time that the show came around to support the toy line, the toys had undersold and faded away, and with no toys then left to support the TV show, it all kind of went away. Mattel did it in a reverse order, and it did not work out well. But the figures are awesome, and we love them. So today we're going to tackle a common problem you see with almost every Marshall Bravestarr figure out there in the secondary market: his missing hat. Alright, so we have here 2 Marshall Bravestarr figures. One is the basic figure, and one has the Ultimate Deluxe backpack like we talked about. But neither of them have their hat. So today we're going to make some new hats for them. The first thing we're going to do is open up our Cricut design space. If you're not familiar with the Cricut design space that we use a lot here, check out our Banshee video. You go into it kind of a great detail there. So we're going to import our hat template. Again, all of our templates are available on our Facebook page, and you can download them for yourself there. Now this template, we're using the Cricut to cut it out, but you can also cut it out with just scissors if you want to use it that way. You don't need a Cricut. This is a pretty simple design, but this is the brim and the body of the hat and the top of the hat we're going to use to cut out. And the material we're going to cut it out of is simply just poster board you could get from any dollar store or stationery store. I like to cut out a few different copies of it. We're doing a couple of hats today, but also in case a mistake happens, you have a couple backup here. And with something like poster board, it's nice and inexpensive. So once we have them Cricut cut out, we just kind of weed off the top and we have our hat pieces. And the next step is to just import the Bravestarr hat, kind of rising star design there, so we can make a decal for the hat. We're going to import that into our Cricut design space, and we are going to cut it out of just sticky vinyl that you can get at Michael's or any craft store. That's usually $2 to $3 for a sheet of it. Alright, so here are 3 main parts of the hat, or the 3 only parts of the hat. First we have the brim, we have the top, and we have the actual hat part. So what we're going to do first, it's important to do these steps first because if you do it later, it can get tricky. What we're going to do is we're going to take our brim, and you can see it's a little bit of an oval shape. At the front of the oval, we're just going to take, I use a little screwdriver, you can use anything that's kind of small like this and round. And we're just going to roll the brim up on the sides, like that, and like that. And it's going to give it kind of that cowboy hat look. You want to get it nice and smooth and rolled up there, so it'll distinguish itself from being an undertaker's hat to being a cowboy hat. Okay, and then the second step is we're going to take our kind of half star here that goes on the hat. We're going to weed it off with our Cricut machine. And then usually we would use like the shelf lining adhesive transfer paper. But because this is such a small piece and because it's flat on one end, we're going to do a little cheat. Not a cheat, just a different method. We're just going to use standard Scotch tape. So we're simply going to go like this. Put it on there like that. And take it off. And then we're going to put it right in the middle of our brim. or our body of the hat. Down like that. And peel it off. Alright, so now for the body of the hat. We're going to take our strip here, and all we're simply going to do is we're going to bend it around into a circle, and we're going to use like a regular white glue just to glue those two ends together. Again, this is going to be a shelf display piece, not a children's plaything, so using the poster board is going to look great and be just perfectly as durable as it needs to be for what we're trying to do here. So just fold it around, don't crease it at all if you can, and then we're going to glue it in the back with a little bit of white glue. So we have the base of our hat and our brim, and see it's just going to fit like that around. It's a tight fit if you've done it properly, but there is enough overlap that you can just do it there. So we're going to take our body of our hat, we're just going to dip it just a little bit into the white glue, like that. And just going to set it right on here and let it dry. Alright, so we have our hat here all kind of glued together, and now we're just going to set the top on it. Now this is going to be a little bit tricky of all the things. It's going to be kind of the most tricky. You're going to have to fit it in there. But I'm going to put glue around the edge of the top, and we're going to set it in and just kind of fit it. So just, like I say, just put a little bit of glue around the edge of this here. And then we're going to fit it right in like that. Fit it in there, push it to the top, and that glue will hold it in place. All the glue is dried up. You have your Bravestarr hat. Now let's see if it fits. So there you go. That's our take on how to fix the missing cowboy hat problem for Marshall Bravestarr figures. Hopefully this will help you outfit all of your Bravestarr figures with hats. If you had a great time today, if you like what we're doing, like and subscribe to the channel. Comment down below what you want to see us do next year on Go Figure. And as always, have fun.
Bravestarr, Bravestarr.
In a distant time and faraway place, the planet of New Texas floats deep in space. Sky of three suns, land of precious ore. The carrion rush brought outlaws by the score. And one day a lawman appeared, with powers of hawk, wolf, puma, and bear. Protector of peace, mystic man from afar, champion of justice, Marshall Bravestarr.